Afghanistan descends into chaos with the pullout of U.S. troops and the resurgence of the Taliban, many people are rightly worried about the fate of LGBTQ+ Afghans. But we can also take action. Numerous organizations are helping LGBTQ+ folks who remain in the country and those seeking to flee, and they can use your monetary support. Here are some of those groups: Rainbow Railroad, Outright Action International, Immigration Equality, ILGA World, Human Rights Campaign Global, and the Council for Global Equality. Activists warn that it's extremely dangerous for LGBTQ+ people in Afghanistan to be recognized as such now, so they're being careful to make sure any aid doesn't draw attention to them. For even more ways to help Afghan people in general, there are also several other global organizations easily found online.
It's never really been a good time to be LGBTQ+ in Afghanistan.
Ever.
Ever. So now it's just beyond the pale.
Even worse, and we reported on Monday that it was between 1.5 and 1.9 million LGBTQ. They could get killed, they could get stoned. I mean, it could be awful, awful, awful.
Well, I think anybody that's left there will be killed because they were working with Americans.
Well, 550,000 were displaced as of last month. Imagine how many more now, you know? But Biden has pledged to send $500 million to support the refugees, and that's a start. You know, I don't know about you guys after these stories. Like, what do you do? And these organizations are vetted. If you want to help, this is the way to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
The problem is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
When we reported on this story, there's some differences. I agree with Dale that it's never been a good time to be LGBT in Afghanistan, but it is at its worst moment in history. Since 9/11, Sharia law has no of law. The Taliban has not been the ruling decision-making in Afghanistan for 20 years. The defeat of what we have watched in the last week, which is tragic, bringing the Taliban back to power, brings Sharia law. We reported at Queer News Tonight a month ago that one of the leading judges in Afghanistan said that if you were gay, there were two outcomes. It's not anything other than these two outcomes. If you are gay in Afghanistan and they catch that you are gay in Afghanistan, meaning male or female is the way they were referring to it, one judgment on you was you would be stoned to death, or the second judgment on you is that they would place you up against a 9 to 10 foot wall and they would push the wall over on you and crush you to death. There was no third option. 1.5 to 1. LGBT in Afghanistan face that fate if they are caught. So when we refer at Queer News Tonight, these global organizations to help this community, our community, we're not kidding, because potentially we are seeing a humanitarian disaster develop. The only equivalent for LGBT that we've ever seen in the last 100 years is the Nazi camps, World War II, the Holocaust. LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ